and that it works. I already laughing. Sorry. Okay. About what? Babyface Groot. I don't know what to say about it, honestly. The beard is there already though. Like the what do you call it? We call it stub in Swedish. I don't know. Okay, let's listen to what I have to say. Reacting to your own reaction. How meta. I know, right? This is meta on my channel. I think I'm gonna. I think I speak really loud in this. I'll lower it a little bit.
It is Friday, my friends, and the
My
Eurovision Song
friends.
Contest 2017 final is
Oh
just around
wow,
the
I'm
corner.
actually
It's
really
actually tomorrow. It's
excited.
pretty crazy. We have 26 songs
This is
confirmed
like
for the
pretty.
final,
This is very strange for me to watch. It feels awful, honestly. Um,
along with a little prediction on
this is
where
like
I
before people started like getting upset at me and called me mean things. I think because I seem to be very lively with my
look in
hands.
order on this, it would look
Stubble, that's what it's
completely
called, actually.
different.
Yeah,
But now, this is my belief on what will happen. And hopefully I'm gonna be right on every single one. But most likely I
I'm not
will
gonna
be
be right on
wrong
every
on
single
every
one. I
single
already
one.
know.
But anyways, let's just get going. So the last place this
The
year, I feel
graphics.
really bad for saying this, but last place this year, I believe, will be, for the third year in a row, Germany.
Wait,
Why?
like before I get through here, uh, we should probably check like the actual results. Wait, give me 10 seconds. Give me 10 seconds, so that I can compare my own prediction to the results. You look like a different person. Absolutely. um, I mean, it's been 6 years, so let's see. Where are the results? Okay, there. Okay, there we go. Okay, got him. I said Germany, so I was wrong. We're already 0 for 1.
Because the song is just too forgettable, I believe. For the final, it is the most forgettable song in the final, in my opinion.
I
The
still agree with
song is
this.
forgettable. The performer is forgettable. The staging is forgettable, at least from what we've seen. Obviously, with the Big Five and Ukraine, you don't really know how the performance will look uh, tomorrow, since we've only seen the practice rehearsal kind of performance.
Okay, so this was at the time when we had seen the what you called the rehearsals, but we weren't. I mean, you don't really know everything from that point. But I don't think like Germany isn't that far off.
But I just don't really
Imagine Groot
see
of
this
2017
sticking
knew or
out
could
that
see now
well,
that
and
Groot of
people will be like,
2023 is
from
reacting to him
26
exactly.
songs, picking out this one to vote for. I just don't see it. Some people definitely
I
will.
mean, I'm making a fair point. Like there, I didn't really see anyone actually deciding like this is the song that I'm gonna vote for, and that's why I put it last. But it got enough points, so.
But most people, I just don't think will vote for this. I'm sorry, Germany. Hopefully, you can get out of this last place swamp soon.
And in
But this
2018,
year,
they
I
kind of
don't
did.
think you will. So, last place, Germany. In 25th, it's another Big Five country because I just don't have faith in this entry, and it is the one from Spain, which has
Not too
been
far
kind
off.
of
I mean,
slightly
Spain was
mocked
lost,
around the
so
internet and
I just
around
got
the
them wrong,
entire
and they were
Eurovision
separated by
fan
1 point.
base.
So
Many people just see it as a bit ridiculous, and I guess I can see why. I just don't really believe in it, anyways. Obviously, some people will vote for this because it will stand out. It will be a bit of a charming entry. It will be a bit of a fresh air, but I just don't see it being enough. I think this will be towards the bottom of the table. And 25th seems reasonable enough for
like
me.
this is not
In
bad predicting
24th,
from
I
my
will actually
side so
put the
far.
first semifinal qualifier in here because I believe that Austria, although
Austria, wait. But the thing is, Austria weren't they? Didn't they get like 0 points from from the televote? So I'm not too far off on this, even though they finished 16th. I think this is
although I like this song, I liked the
pretty accurate.
performance, I was actually positively surprised. I believe many people find this to be the weakest qualifier from the semifinals, and it's totally
Yeah, most
understandable.
people did,
I
except
just
the juries,
don't
I
really
guess.
think this is going to stand out that well. It is an uplifting track, it is a charming track, but there are others, and there are others who I believe are more uplifting and more charming. So I just think this one will kind of be forgotten. Some people will love this and vote for it, but most people, I think, will just overlook this and just not pay any
I'm
attention to
speaking a
it.
bit of
So I believe
sense, I
24th
think.
place is kind of reasonable for Austria this year, but very positively surprised to see them in the final at least.
Hmm.
In
I agree
23rd
with that.
place, it's going to be another qualifier from yesterday, and it's going to be Croatia. Now, about
Wait, didn't he do really well? Yeah, 128 points. Yeah, okay, this one was off. This one was
this
way
one,
off.
I'm kind of torn into two parts. One part of me says that this is going to go really well for Croatia, and the other
And it
part
did.
of me says that it's going to finish last.
It did not.
I do not think this is going to be a top 10 song, even if I believe it could go well. Top 10 just seems kind of way too much for it, but it could definitely be around, like 13th or 14th.
I said it could be
But at the
13th,
same
and it
time, I just
was.
think that many
I'll
people
take
will
that
find
one.
this
That's
too odd.
like
Some
half a
people will
point, pretty
definitely love
much.
it because it's so different. It's such a cool concept, with a man with two voices. But I just don't see enough people actually admiring this enough to vote for it that frequently, and I think that it will fall towards the bottom of the table.
Hmm.
In 22nd place, this I also feel pretty sorry to say because this is actually a song that I quite enjoy, and it is the song from Ukraine. I just don't
I think
think
they were 24th, right? I expected them to be a little bit better, but yeah. Um,
that
I mean,
this
I'm not far off
song,
on that one
this
either.
entry, has the performance necessary to actually compete in a pretty good way. I think that the staging, from what we saw yesterday on the little sneak peeks from the rehearsals, it just doesn't look that impressive. I mean, it has some cool lighting, it has this massive freaking head in the middle of the stage. But other than that, like the coloring is really bright, and I think that for a hard rock track with such a gritty tone, you really need to highlight
Like,
the
my opinions
darkness
haven't
in the
really
song,
changed on this, I
and
gotta
they
be
just haven't
honest.
done it. So I believe that sadly Ukraine will finish towards the bottom of the table this year as well. 22nd is kind of where I see them finishing. Maybe they will finish a bit higher, but
No,
not
they
by a
didn't.
lot. I can't see that happening. In
Alright.
21st place, it's
Hmm.
actually going to be the first song qualifying from the first semifinal for me, and it pains me to say, but I believe that Australia will finish in 21st place. And
Australia. Uh, they finished in ninth.
if this would have been said
Yeah, the
before
juries really
this
saved
entire
that one.
show started,
But
I
I
would have been
remember,
fuming.
okay, sorry for stopping all the time, but I remember that he had a big voice crack in the semifinal, right? So I kind of lost all of the hope there and thought that it would do pretty bad. But then, what do you call? Then the juries just bumped it up because I remember it not being very supported by the televote. So I think I'm not far off here
Because
either,
I think the
regardless of
song
it
is
finishing ninth.
excellent. I really do. But this live performance that was performed was not good. It really
Hmm.
wasn't. The entire staging was set up very, very off-putting. Didn't really captivate any of the feeling I wanted from this, and I just expected so much more from this entry, and it didn't deliver at all. So sadly, I believe that Australia will finish towards the bottom of the table, and deservedly so. And that pains me to say, but I really believe that will happen. In
Hmm.
20th place, it is another semifinal qualifier from the first semifinal, and this one I kind of wanted to finish pretty high, but I just think it will be forgotten, and that is Poland. And it sucks to
What was Poland this year? Was it Flashlight? It's called Flashlight, right? I finished 22nd. Like these are like no, they're not half points, but I'm not far off. Like Australia is obviously very far off, but the jury's just completely showered that one. Uh, but Poland not very far off here.
say that because I really like this song as well. But what
I
I've
like that
noticed
one,
is
but
that it gets more and more forgettable the more times you hear it, kind
I
of.
still agree with this
I just don't
statement as
really think it
well.
stands up anymore. People will hear it and they will just think, yeah, this was decent. And
Mhm.
that kind of sucks. In 19th
Yeah,
place, I believe Greece will finish. And this is going to piss some Greeks off, I know it. Because
nailed it.
Greece seems to be really
Nailed it. 19th. I'll take that one.
proud of the entry they sent this year. I haven't
Good job,
really
me.
got the entire thing that this entry consists of yet. I just don't really think it's very impressive at all. But some people obviously like it because it did qualify for the final, but I just really don't see it doing that well. It is too simplistic in my opinion, it is
Yep.
too predictable, and it is too outdated, this song.
Hmm.
And that kind of just brings it down in my opinion. I don't really
Harsh
see
man.
this actually doing that great in the final. And I believe that 19th place is pretty reasonable. I can see them ending up somewhere around that area, definitely.
Hmm.
Now in 18th
Still
place,
agree with
I
that.
have put some freaking phenomenal vocalists from Netherlands because
Mm-hmm.
although
Netherlands
these
finished
girls sing
11th.
incredibly well, but the song,
So far,
as
you
I've
haven't
said
said anything
before,
which
it is
with
too
which I've
flat. It
disagreed. No,
doesn't
me
really
neither. I don't
have that
disagree with
much
anything I've
in
said
it.
so far,
It's
honestly.
mostly just impressive in the way that they sing and get their message through their vocals, basically. The song doesn't really contribute that much to anything.
Hmm.
And I think that the uninteresting parts of the song is really what's going to drag this entry down. I guess the juries will love this because, very talented vocalist is obviously
The juries were the ones who loved this. I feel like I should start predicting again. I'm pretty good at this.
very
I'm
appreciated
starting
from
to get like what do you
people
call
in
it?
the music
Hubris
industry.
now.
But for me personally, I just don't see it doing amazing. And I think that 18th, I think that it will be around that area on the second half of the table. Now, in
Well, I was
17th
wrong,
place is
but
a song that I
still.
really, really enjoy and that had a staging which I really, really enjoyed as well. And it is from Cyprus.
Mm.
However, with Cyprus, although I like it tons, I
Finished
just don't really
21st. Wow.
see many people agreeing with me. Some people definitely enjoy this entry a lot, but some people find it a bit boring and predictable. And fine, I understand that. This
I actually remember in 2017, a lot of people were kind of just frustrated with Cyprus, and people just said that, oh, it just sounds like everything you hear on the radio and everything. Um, but I think really like Cyprus was a good one that year. Um, yeah, I really
is a
enjoyed it,
song that
honestly.
kind of sounds like some things you've heard before. It has the power of a pop track, and it's kind of digitalized, and it sounds like songs you've heard before, but with a different take on it. And me personally, I don't mind it, but other people will definitely see that. Yeah, we'd rather vote for something more original than this one. So I think
Hmm.
17th place is what could be reasonable for Cyprus this year. I would be thrilled if it does better than that,
Well, it
but I
didn't,
think that
so
17th is going to be what I at least hope for. Now, for 16th place, here's another song that I actually got pretty surprised to see qualify, and that is Belarus. And I'm kind of
Belarus
surprised to see it qualify because I thought that the
finished
staging didn't
17th.
really look that
Wasn't far off
great.
on
I
that
thought
one.
the live performance was a bit off. It kind of surprised me to see how many people actually found the charm in this because
Hmm.
I tried to, but I just didn't really get there.
I think that's one of those songs that you either kind of really click with or really just kind of are off put by. Like I liked the song the first times I heard it, and like you had this music video where they were running around in the forest. But then when I see it live, I just don't really enjoy it that much anymore. Honestly. Um, but yeah, I know a lot of people really love it. So
I
I think
do
it's
like the
either
song, I really
really
do,
love
and
it
I
or really
liked
don't
that they
like it,
started,
I guess.
dancing at the end of the staging, but the rest of it just felt a bit meh in my book. So I believe that 16th place would be a good result for them. Personally,
I
I'm
think they
kind
could
of
consider that to be a good result though.
stunned
They
to
finished
see them in the
17th.
final, but kudos to them. Well deserved. In 15th place, I have another qualifier from yesterday. These are just piling up and up, and I believe that Romania will come in 15th place.
Oh, bad take, man. They finished 7th. A massive margin as well. Yeah, got that one wrong. We can all agree on that.
It's kind of a solid position for them to be in the middle of the table somewhere because I believe that since their song is so unique, but the song is also so controversial, I believe that it will be in the middle of the table. That seems reasonable for me because it has a lot of votes from some people and a lot of hate from others. And then you kind
But
of
then
like
that doesn't
even it
really
out
matter
and
because if
place
if
it
you
in the
like it,
middle.
then you're gonna
I
vote for
was
it.
actually pleasantly surprised with how good
It
it's.
doesn't like matter if people think it's okay because they're not gonna vote for something that's okay. So if people hate it, then people hate it. But there's still a large amount of people who love it, and those are the ones that vote. Um, but yeah, I was pretty surprised that like I don't really remember how well it did with the juries. Can you see that? You can somewhere, right? Um, okay, it finished 15th with the juries, so that's where I put it in my prediction. But I like it. Obviously, did really well with the televote. But if the okay, it would have actually even if it got 0 points from the juries, it would have finished in 7th. So I just underestimated how much the
Song
televote would
decline.
like it.
I wasn't that thrilled with the staging. I don't really think it's that considerate to bring cannons up on stage when you're going to perform in a
Yeah,
country that
I mean
currently are at
that's
war. But do whatever you want. It's a free country. It's a free contest. But Romania, the staging was a bit meh for me, but I really think they performed it quite well. Now in
Hmm.
14th place we have another really energetic, upbeat track, and that is from Israel. This
Oh,
could be
that's a
argued.
bad take again. Israel did not do well. They finished 23rd. No, bad
That it
take.
would
Bad
finish
take.
much higher, and I wouldn't mind seeing that. But to be completely honest, I was a bit let down by the staging. I thought it looked a bit lackluster. It didn't really bring all that happy, energetic joy that I wanted to see from it. Still, I mean, the song is a happy little pill, very danceable anthem, and I think that it could really go home well with many people. But some people will just overlook it and rather vote for other stuff.
And those some people were a lot of people.
Now things are getting pretty interesting because we're reaching the top half of the table. And this next one, I might be a freaking optimist on this one, but I really hope and I actually think that Norway will pull off getting into the top.
That's I was all right for being optimistic there. Like I still remember to this day. I was so shocked when Norway ranked 6th with the juries in this year. I was so ecstatic. I was so happy about that. They finished in 10th in the end. And it's like one of these it's just one of these songs that I'm like it makes me the happiest out of all of the songs in like 2017. The fact that Norway did so well because no one was talking about it before everything went down. And I just felt like this song is way too good to just be ignored. Um, and the juries actually really appreciated it and bumped it up a massive amount, and I will forever be grateful to the juries for that. The televote didn't really hate it, but I think the televote put it like 17th or something. Oh, 15th, but like 29 points. So, but yeah, the juries put it 6th. This is something that I also always like just love seeing that Norway did so well. And I thought 13th was too
Half of the
optimistic,
table
but
this year.
nope.
13th place seems reasonable for me. The performance was great. It was
Yep.
really fresh. It was really
Yep.
unique. The song is super unique. We've never heard anything like this in Eurovision. It's
We
such an
really hadn't at
electronic
that point.
banger, and I just really hope and I really think that it could do quite well this year.
It's
It's
reasonable
not
to
a
be
top
optimistic
five
about that
track,
one.
definitely not. I just don't see that happening. But I do think that this could end up coming into the middle of the mix. And if it could reach the left side of the scoreboard, that would that would make my day.
And it did make my day as
Easy
well.
as that. So Norway, 13th place for me. In 12th place, we start getting into some unique tracks now. I believe that Armenia will take the 12th place this year.
Armenia's a good
It
one.
was such a
Armenia's
relief to
really
see it
good.
actually qualify because this
Finished
unique take of music,
18th.
many people
Yikes.
have been a bit
It's really good
skeptical
though.
on the Armenian entry. So it was kind of nice to see it actually go through because I wasn't entirely sure on whether it would go through or not, but I really hoped it would, and it did. And I think that many people actually really enjoy this and will vote for it because of its unique aura
I
around
guess
it.
they didn't
So
really do it, but
Armenia in 12th
I think that
place
one's
seems
really
reasonable
good.
enough for me. In 11th place, we have another unique track with a very cultural side, and that is Hungary. Now, the
Mm.
Hungarian entry is very different.
Hungary finished 8th, of course, which is an amazing result for them. Um, and yeah, 11th, not too far
It's
away.
unlike anything we've heard. I'm pretty sure. Like, have we ever had a song like this in Eurovision?
Probably
I
not.
doubt it. But the staging was so good. I really enjoyed it. It was so. It was so.
Still to this day, I love the stage performance of Origo. I think it's so wonderful with like the dancing incorporated, the lighting, the stage layout. Everything's
Restrained
fantastic in
in
it.
every way. It felt so emotionally vulnerable, you know?
Yeah,
You
I
just
still
see
agree
there on
with
his
I
own in
still
the
agree
middle
with
of
a
the
lot of
stage,
things I'm
and
saying.
you could see him
Weird, right?
shake throughout every word he sang. It just felt like such an emotional punch. And the dancer, moving around, we had that in the national final too, I believe. And it just added such a nice little contrast to the entire entry. The coloring was beautiful, when the flames lit up in the chorus, such a chilling moment. I really think this really hit home with a lot of people, and I'm happy to see that. I was pleasantly surprised with this live performance, and I do think that Hungary could be on the verge of getting into the top 10 this year, which would be great to see.
I'm not that bad at predicting, honestly, and I still agree with everything I say here. I mean, I love that song to bits and I love the performance of it, but this is a good prediction. It's just that I kind of underestimated the actual position. But everything I said really kind of aligns with what happened. Interesting.
No, from a country I believe will finish just outside the top 10 to a country I think will finish just inside the top 10. Moldova. I believe that this song brings so much fun to the contest. It's
Moldova.
just such an iconic thing to bring these guys into the contest again, and they
Okay,
deliver it so
I
well.
always forget that Hey Mama happened. I predicted 10th. I mean, I think that was pretty optimistic. Like, no one saw it coming that they were going to finish third. Like, if you were around in 2017, no one saw it coming that they were going to finish third.
I really think that
Honestly.
many people liked this, including myself. I freaking loved this. And I do think that we've got to have to rely on the televoting for this one because the
Yep.
juries will most likely look at this and say, yeah, this is just a joke. But
Let's see what the
us
juries gave it.
televoters, let's vote for Moldova and get
The
them
juries gave it
into the
110
contest. Now,
points.
for number
Finished
nine,
8th
this is
there.
a
So
song
I
I
was
have
wrong
been
on
a
that
bit
part.
skeptical about for the entire time since I first heard it. But it did deliver in the live performance, and I believe that Azerbaijan will get a top 10 finish
No, they
this year.
didn't. They were outside, I
It's not
remember.
really a big surprise.
But they
They
were
usually
14th.
do very well in the contest, and they have a very modern song. Many people like it. Many young people mainly like it, and
I
I
guess so,
do
yeah.
think that we'll get a lot of votes. Many of the juries will probably like this as well, since it has such a great production quality.
Yeah, I'd assume that as
I
well.
think that the staging was quite unique, with the freaking horse
12th
head
in
or
juries,
whatever.
11th in
It
televote.
was
Interesting.
very, very odd, and I'm a man who likes odd, so yeah, props to Azerbaijan. I believe that ninth place is definitely obtainable this year, and we'll see what happens. Best of luck. Now in
Didn't
eighth
quite get
place,
all the way
here's a
there, but
song that
yeah.
I don't really think deserves top 10, but I still think will reach the top 10, and that is Belgium. Being a favorite
Oh,
from the very
controversial take. I know a lot of people love Belgium this year. Remember though, that this was recorded right after the semifinal, and she got a lot of criticism after the semifinal because she was so nervous, and a lot of people said that she sang it really poorly. So you just gotta have that in consideration. I think that like the view that we have of the song today is not equal to what a lot of people felt after they watched the first semifinal. Of course, the song is a completely different thing, but the performance was not it, and I will probably talk about that here. So I'll just listen to what I have to say. But yeah, cover your ears if you can't take it now.
the get go since this song was released. Then coming to Kiev and not really performing it with a brilliant live performance, I do see this song not being anywhere near winning it this year. But still, I just think that people will vote for it because they do like the song so much. So I believe that eighth place for Belgium is quite possible. Now for seventh place,
Yeah, you see, like the song is what really elevated that one. But like before the final, the people weren't sold on the live performance. So yeah, she really stepped it up in the final, as you say, Carl. Absolutely,
this is
that's
gonna
the
go to
accurate thing.
Denmark, a song which I quite enjoy. The song is
Denmark.
pretty decent, but Anya's vocal performance in the song is
Ooh,
just what makes it so incredible.
Denmark. Are you mad?
I
What a
believe that
miss.
this is definitely deserving of top 10 material, and I do think it will finish in the top 10. If it doesn't, I would just be pretty confused, to be honest. I think that seventh place is a pretty reasonable spot for this to be in because it's not one of the
Silly,
songs that
silly
will
you,
definitely
right?
compete for the top, but it's not really a middle song either. It's right in the middle of those two, and I do think that seventh place is quite possible for Denmark to obtain this year. The song
But
is
they
very
didn't.
memorable, especially with the last chorus. The climax of this song hits so hard,
I still agree with
and
that. I think the song
best
is
of luck to
good,
Denmark
and I think
because I
the
do
final
think
part of it
that
is
they
really
could
strong as
pull off
well.
a great result this year. In sixth place, we're getting close to the top now. This is a song that I'm super impressed with staging wise because although I haven't seen the complete full potential of
So we
this
got a big five, I
performance yet,
guess.
the United Kingdom entry looks
Ooh,
amazing. The staging looks so incredible.
you gotta kind of take this into consideration. Like the staging was really incredible for that one, and like the first time you saw it, like from the rehearsal clips and everything, it looked really impressive. I was never a big fan of the song, like just as a song, but they revamped it, made it a little bit better, and the staging really worked for it. But of course, it didn't finish sixth; it finished 15th. But still,
With all the golden shimmering lights everywhere. The vocal performance is stellar. The song has such a palpable freaking touch to it, and I just see this being very captivating to most people. And sixth place is
I seem to have
very,
liked it
very
more back then
possible,
than I do
in
now.
my
I think.
opinion. Oh, top five time. I don't really think there has been any surprises so far. I think many people kind of expect these five remaining songs to be in the top five this year.
Really?
And for fifth place, I have to go with Sweden. I do
Wait,
think
I nailed
that
that, didn't I?
Sweden,
Sweden were fifth. Ho! I nailed that. Nice one.
Kind of had a bit of an upper hand at first. Seeing it in Melodifestivalen, it looked amazing. It had a perfect choreography. The camera's work was amazing. But in Kiev, it just doesn't look as impressive anymore, and that
Still
really
agree with
drags this
this.
entry
Still
down.
agree
Maybe
with
they
this.
will alter it to the final and actually use more close-ups, because right now they use a lot of wide shots, and they kind of do that in all the songs, to be honest. The camera work has been very poor in this year's Eurovision. Same with the coloring and the lighting. But I think it affected Sweden probably the most, to be honest, because the performance had such high expectations, and it just didn't really grasp onto what you expected from it. So I believe that Sweden, although having
Seems like
a
I was very
very,
passionate
very
about this one
enjoyable
and
song
saying a
and a
lot of
very
things about it.
pop-friendly tune that a lot of people can enjoy, I do think this will end up in fifth place. It will get tons and tons and tons of votes, most
Didn't you say
likely.
these predictions were
But
going
I
to be
just
so
think
bad?
that
Yeah,
there
I
are
thought
more
they would.
songs that will get even more
But I'm not
votes.
too
So
far off.
Sweden, fifth place.
Some of them are
Now in
really bad,
fourth
though.
place, here is a big favorite, and I just don't really see it doing better than fourth place, sadly, and that is Portugal. Although this
Okay, you gotta take into consideration Portugal's best result at this point was sixth ever. There was still like this thought that Portugal was not gonna do well because it's Portugal. They don't have any friends like what do you call it, like point wise. They don't really have anything to block vote with or anything like that. So I was just kind of feeling like, yeah, Portugal will do well because there's a buzz around the song, but there won't be enough of like help from countries, and then they just went up and got like absolutely landslided it. But yeah,
this
I'm
might
not sure if
actually
many
be
people
my
really
personal
predicted
favorite
Portugal
right
to
now. The
win back then.
staging was absolutely incredible. It had such an enchanting aura around it, and I wouldn't mind seeing this win at all. I would be thrilled if Portugal managed to win with this song.
Yeah,
But I do not think they will go all the way. I think that fourth place is what is the most likely to occur for Portugal this year. Portugal never had much luck with getting points from other countries, even though how much quality they sent. I mean, remember 2008? I believe they finished in 13th or 14th with Senora do Mar, which was an absolutely incredible song.
I still
So
agree
this
with all of
year,
this.
I do believe it will go better than it did last time, but I think that they won't win. They won't even get top three. I think that fourth place is what will occur for Portugal this year. And I'm sorry to say that, but fourth place is still a very
I don't think
respectable
that's a
result.
terrible prediction when I
Now
kind
in
of
third
explain it,
place,
but
here
I
is
mean,
a
I'm
song
talking
that I
about
would
my own
not
predictions,
really
so
like to see that far up the table, but it kind of deserves it, to be honest, and that is France. Now, obviously,
Mhm.
I still don't really enjoy the revamp that much,
Yeah, no kidding.
because I think it really removed most of the magic that this song had. But obviously, for most people that haven't been that invested in listening to the songs beforehand, some people don't even know that this is a revamp. I mean, most people will hear this for the first time and just get completely hooked by this unique touch on the song. It
Hmm.
is such a captivating, magical feeling in the song. You know, this song just has that. When the first time you hear it, it has the greatest effect on you. And I do think that many people will just be like throwing themselves over this because it's so different, and top three looks within reach for them.
Well, it wasn't. Where did France finish? 12th? Yeah. I was off on that one. I thought it would do better than it did, so, well, can happen to the best of us, right?
Now, for second place, this has actually become my new favorite because the live performance was so captivating yesterday, and that is Bulgaria.
That one's correct too.
Jesus Christ, this was incredible. It was just
Got it.
incredible in every way. The song on its own is a phenomenal piece of songwriting. It has the modern influences in the breaks, in the instrumental breaks,
I agree with
that
this.
just gives me chills with the vocal harmonization, as well as the flawless vocal performance by,
Yep.
what's his name, like Christian or something. Just incredible, and his stage presence and the entire color grading and
Yep.
lighting, it
And
just
the
looks
effects,
so
right?
incredible. And I really hope that this will get a very strong finish, because it definitely deserves it.
And it
I do
did.
think that
Happy
second
days.
place is
And
what
I nailed
is
it.
the most reasonable right now. But to be completely honest, if this wins, I'm gonna be super happy because I do really think it deserves to win And now, what song do I think will win the entire thing? Well, there's
Italy,
only
it
one country
seems.
left, so many of you probably have guessed it already. And it is the fan favorite Italy, also known as pretty much my previous
I think a lot of people are already aware of this, but Italy were the big favorites this year. Like they were so far ahead in the odds, and I remember like it shifted as the time goes by, as the time went by. Of course, it only finished sixth, but it was like a really massive favorite before like the shows happened. And I guess I was just blind to the shift in the odds after Portugal was performed and Italy was kind of seen like of course as well we had only seen the rehearsals at this time, and it was like this cheeky thing with the gorilla and everything. So I thought, like, yeah, this is gonna work, but it didn't all the way.
favorite. The song that Italy has sent this year is, in my opinion, the best song competing this year, production wise mainly. It has such
Mm,
an incredible production. The
I might
velocity
still agree on
and
that.
the entire power, the instrumentation of this track, it's so
Instrumentation,
hard
I agree
hitting.
with.
The song is super catchy, super
It's
fun,
catchy, it's
enjoyable.
fun,
It's
it's
just a
enjoyable.
complete joyride. And I really do think Italy would deserve to finally win this contest again because it's been, what, almost 30 years now.
Mm,
And this song really actually deserves to win. However, I'm not that convinced with the live performance yet. I've only seen the rehearsals, but it didn't really look like they actually brought their A game to this. So
hmm.
we'll see what actually occurs. But I still think that Italy is the biggest threat to winning the freaking contest this year. And it would be well deserved when they have a song like this. Depending on how good the stage performance is, of course. If they're absolutely terrible, then I don't really hope they will win. But I wouldn't mind seeing them win if they can actually perform, and the song is definitely deserved to get a very, very good result. And I believe that first place for Italy this year is very well in reach. So, yeah, that's it for now. Freaking excited for tomorrow, and I hope you are as well. I bet you are, because it's gonna be a freaking thrill show. And may the best country win. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you soon. Bye bye.
All right, that was my predictions. It wasn't that as bad as I thought it would be. Honestly, I got three of them spot on correct. Greece, Sweden, and Bulgaria. I nailed those three. Um, but yeah, how would we rate my predictions? Some of them are really bad. Like Romania was really off, Israel was really off, Belgium was pretty off, Denmark was really off, United Kingdom was pretty off, France was really off, Portugal, of course, I missed that. Croatia was really off. But like the things I said about Croatia were were pretty reasonable because I actually said that I could see it finishing 13th, but it just didn't. Yeah, well, tell me what you if you think that I did well or not. Maybe